Good afternoon, folks. This is Hunter Jackson again with Giant Recreation World, Winter Garden, Florida. Back at it again, and happy Friday to everybody out there. I want to go ahead and first apologize for missing last week. I've been a little bit under the weather, so bear with me as we go through this video, but I've got an incredible unit to show you. This is an absolute Brinkley destroyer. This is going to be the 2025 East to West Alta 2810KIK, and it is one of my personal favorites if you can get into this level of couples travel coaches. This is an amazing floor plan. We've got opposing slides, a rear desk for the ability to work, and I'm excited to show it to you today. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's go. Hey guys, I just wanted to jump in real quick before we get started on this video. I want to challenge everybody out there as you watch this and go through to compare this particular model to things that Brinkley is offering out there. In my opinion, and I've seen both, I've been to the Tampa Super Show, I've gone to other dealerships, I think the East to West is tenfold better than Brinkley at about 30 to 40% less of the money. I'm going to point out the one thing that I've noticed that Brinkley does do better, but I want to challenge you as you go through. All right, let's get back in. All right, guys, and I am fired up to show you this one here. This is the 2025 Alta 2810KIK. Right off the bat here in the front, we've got our two 20-pound LP tanks with our power front tongue jack. These are all things that I expect out of an Alta model. You will notice up here we do have one battery. We're going to put a second one on there for you because this has two slides as well as a 12-volt refrigerator. That's something we do here at Giant Recreation. Backing off a little bit, and there's not a darn chance you're going to be able to see them, but this is our painted fiberglass front cap with these beautiful LED strips that go up the side here. This is a fairly tall unit. We've got a little bit more headroom on the inside than what a lot of you guys are going to be accustomed to in that travel trailer realm. Moving off to the side, do want to point out very quickly, we've got a nice rock guard here in the front that's a little bit taller than what you typically see. Again, everything on this unit is going to be bigger and better, except for the price, than what you're used to out there. But let's check out this pass-through storage compartment, because this is one of the first things that you're going to notice. So this is going to be a drop frame construction, very similar to that of a fifth wheel. So what they're doing here is they're dropping the frame down and then picking it back up where the floor begins on the inside. So that's going to give you a little bit more headroom on the inside. You can see we've got plenty of lighting with that LED strip that goes across. Our aluminum framing that is rocking and rolling up above us. We've got power outlets here off to the left-hand side. That's a GFCI outlet, as well as our awning controls, which I think is a super cool thing that East to West does. It allows you to move the awning in and out and make sure that you're not hitting any trees or anything while you're outside the coach. Backing it up a little bit here, got to point out, so we have a vacuum bonded fiberglass sidewall going down the whole coach with Asdel on board. That's going to be that composite material in place of Luan and or wood. Moving across here, you can see we've got our triple step solid step setup with a nice grab handle. Here's our beautiful East to West Asdel sticker, so we know that it's on board. And then moving directly below, immediately the first thing I noticed, we've got Goodyear tires are standard on East to West. It's here, it's been here, and it's amazing. I like that they're putting money into the things that matter, which is tires. It's the first thing that touches the road. And then you can see we've got a, what is that, a 15-inch rim on this one. Moving out and over a little bit, definitely have to point out we've got a fully laminated slide box, and both of our slides are going to be on rack and pinion mechanisms. These are the most reliable within the industry. Personally, they're my favorite. And then backing off to the side here, you can see we've got a nice and quaint, there's your word of the day, outside kitchen. And one thing that I really like that Alta does is they put these gray stone kitchens in here, and if you can peek, let's see here, can I get an angle? There you go, right there. If you see right in there, we've got our grates that go across. That's so you can get the char marks on the hot dogs while you're cooking outside, but you can still make pancakes in the morning. You'll see our our refrigerator is directly to the right of that. Good place for some popsicles or maybe even a Gatorade. And Then moving up above, we've got our 2 outdoor speakers here. So these are right where you're gonna be camping at. They're also gonna be centered with our outside power and our outside TV connection. If that's what you wanna get rocking, you can play the big game over your speakers on the outside of your coach. Moving around here to the back side, before I get too crazy, there's our awning going across. We do have LED lights as to be expected under the awning portion. And then moving into the back here, again, laminated rear sidewall. We've got our spare tire here that they've included with the RV, as well as our 4-inch steel bumper for our Stinky Slinky. And check this out. So you didn't see a sink in that outside kitchen, but we've got an outside spray port not even 3 feet away. That's going to be great for spraying off your shoes, your dishes, anything that you're doing while you're outside. And then moving up on this, we do have Furrion camera prep here in the rear, and no ladder prep, but an actual ladder, which is something that I really appreciate. I've heard a couple of brands out there that are thinking about doing away with the ladder altogether for liability reasons. Don't agree with that at all. I think it's really important, especially down in these southern states, to get up on the roof of your RV at least a couple of times a year. Moving around to the back side, you can see our opposing slide is again fully laminated with our rack and pinion mechanism. And to the right of that, we've got our power outlet conveniently located towards the rear of the coach. And one super cool thing that I think that East to West is doing is they've got separate switches for their left and right electric stabilizer jacks. This is going to make it so you can have one jack at this level and one jack at this level, and you're not burning out any motors. It's a really cool feature, and I wish a lot more coaches would carry that over. But while I'm down here, I want to go ahead and point out we've got 2 separate gray tanks and 1 black tank on this unit. 1 gray for here in the rear on the kitchen portion. The black is going to be located just in front of that tire up there, and we'll show it here in a second. Moving out and around, plenty of windows going on. So right above this window here, this is going to be your dinette. This one's going to be your theater seating, and then on the across, you do have windows that face the campsite while you're doing your dishes. Sneak through this away. One cool thing that, again, that I like that East to West is doing, they're putting little lights outside where you're going to be dumping. So God forbid you have to do it late at night. You've got a light, you don't have to wear your headlamp. Here's our location though for our second drain pipe, where we've got our 3-inch sewer line, and I think they're 1.5 inches, yeah, for the gray tank lines over here. And then this is very nice. So you've got a pass-through compartment to get to those switches very easily in there. I like that feature. Moving up and over, you can see we've got our on-demand Suburban tankless hot water heater, unlimited hot showers, or limited to the tank size depending on where you're pulling your water from. Another beautiful window. I've got these all popped out today because it is hot here in Florida. Moving over, let's go ahead and open the other side of our pass-through compartment because we've got a few different things going on in here. We've got 2, I don't know if East to West is including these now or not. I hope they are. 90-degree brackets coming out of our city water connection and our freshwater connections. We've got our battery disconnect on this key here, our hot-cold shower. Moving up a little bit, this is going to be to control our front cap lights. We've got power outlets up here, a light to the side. Our solar, which on this coach, 200 watts is standard on all East to West. There's no option to do anything less. You only get 200. And then we've got our slide room control. So very similar to the other side with our awning situation, we can check and make sure that our slide isn't getting too close to anything while we're on that side of the camper. Let's go ahead and back it off and get one more front look of this 2025 East to West 2810 KIK. All right, and let's get rocking and rolling on the inside of this beautiful camper. Check this out. Right as we walk in the door, we feel nothing but open space. I really appreciate it. But before we get too crazy, I want to bring it back to the sidewall. So don't forget, we've got double layer of Asdel going on here. But I want to point this out. On a typical RV sidewall, I can't wrap my hand around. My fingers don't make contact with the wall. The reason for that is that East to West is doing a 2-inch thick sidewall where most other people are doing 1.5 inches. Another place that they shine is going to be right here on the roof. This is a 5-inch fully laminated, you can punch it hard, roof. That is a very, very nice feature to have. It's an above and beyond type of thing that you don't see most manufacturers doing these days. Let's get rocking though on all the different things going on here. So right across from where our theater seating is, we've got our fireplace that puts out 5,000 BTUs of heat, as well as our TV on our televator system. So let me go ahead and pop this up for us. And just like that, our TV is out. We're ready to watch the big game, and we've got our sound bar that goes right across the top. You're gonna get nice even sound if you guys are into that out here. One thing that I like, or two things that I like that they've changed, are gonna be the LED light strips that go across and give you very even lighting in here. And then on the 24 models, they used to put blue accent lighting up above. I didn't hate it, but now I realize I like the white accent lighting way better. So very nice, a minimal change, but I like it. Moving over to the side, you can see our kitchen set up here. We do have our countertop extension for our thermofoil counters. This is gonna be the only place that I know of that east to west is not exceeding what Brinkley is doing for the price point that they're in. Brinkley will do solid surface countertops. East to west has chosen to stick with the thermofoil. In my experience, I haven't seen any of these coming back for water issues with the thermofoil, but it's thermofoil all the same. Want to point out we've got beautiful drawers going on in here, and I got called out last week. These are real drawers. These are real drawers, all right? Moving down, we've got one more nice and deep all the way to the end. And then check this out. We've got our storage in here, which I would normally say, oh, great spot for a trash can. Not today, because east to west has put a spot in for a trash can. So that can be a completely flexible space. You can use it for whatever you'd like. Backing off and around, we do have an additional super large drawer going on right here. This is going to be your goodie bag if you end up purchasing this unit. Plenty of countertop space next to the cooking area, which I really, really appreciate. For those of you that like to cook while you're out on the road, this is a good cooking coach. We've got a small microwave up above here. Our 3-burner Greystone oven. Not the biggest oven in the whole world, but it gets the job done. You can bake your biscuits in the morning. And then up above, we've got a couple of additional storage spots here. Nice and deep. Not super tall on this one, but I can reach it super easily, which means I know everybody else can. So moving to the back, you've probably got every bit of a foot deep of storage here. Off and over to the side, we're gonna have our 10 cubic foot. Is this a, what is this? Looks like a Furrion, I just don't see any branding. It's a 10 cubic foot, 12 volt refrigerator, we'll call it that. So plenty of space in here. I've only had this coach on for maybe 30 minutes. I'm very grateful to be feeling this cool air that is coming out on me right now. And then moving down, we've got additional storage for maybe pots and pans. It's nice and deep. We've got 2 drawers over off to the side here, and then our pantry storage is going to be up above. I like that they've left it flexible, that you could put your own shelving units in here, and they are plenty deep and plenty tall if you need to be able to store an air fryer or something a little bit, taller in there. Before I get too crazy and talk about this desk, I did want to point out, if you guys have pets at home like me, I have Piper, you do have some additional storage placed for the dog bowl, for the dog food and dog water. It's very nice, and when you're ready to go, you can just tuck it away. And now backing off onto this rear desk setup, I love it. It's not huge, it's tucked out of the way, but if you need it, it's there. You can make it into a coffee bar, you can work off of it, you can put your printer down below here. There's a lot of flexibility for this space. And you'll see up above, on this one, we do have the WineGuard 360 antenna, and it is Wi-Fi prepped, so you can work on the road super easy. This is kind of strange. I always show it, but I don't normally find it. They didn't carry the cabinets through, so I'm not sure if that was a structural thing or if they just chose to kind of section that portion off. These are nice and deep, nice and tall, easily accessible. And same with the one on the far right here. Moving around, we do have our booth style dinette. I've showed this in a couple videos. I'll link one down in the description so you can see. This does drop down into a bed though, and you've got room for a full 6'2" sized adult to be able to sleep very comfortably on here. And then down below, I really appreciate having drawers under the dinette. It makes getting everything out super easy. You don't have to go buy your own plastic totes. This is a nice feature to have. Moving off to the side here. And oh my gosh, I didn't even turn it on. So there's your accent lightings down here. We've got an additional light switch that will do your light above the sink. We didn't show it, but this is a stainless steel sink with your little spray mechanism and your drink cleaner. Alright, and moving over towards the sitting portion of the coach, we do have your theater seating. It's nice and wide, very, very comfortable couches. They are on your manual pull levers on the side, which I appreciate. It's one less motor on the RV. One knock that I have though for this particular coach is when we open up our center console, we do get nice storage in here. I would have really appreciated if they added in some USB-C or USB-A ports. That would have been nice for being able to charge devices while you're watching your TV. However, we do have two outlets down here below. This is going to be nice to be able to, run an extension cord or run a charger at least over to this left-hand seat. You'll notice nothing is on this wall. That's because the slide is going to come in right over where you see that clock right there. But while we're looking around, you'll notice we didn't see one duct. This is going to be a ductless flooring on here, so you're not going to get any of that dog hair stuck down in the floor. All your vents are located on the walls, such as these two right here. And moving into the bathroom, always pointed out, of course we have a porcelain toilet on this coach, a nice and roomy shower. Let me go ahead and do the old spin around trick. Very, very nice. Shower nozzle's at a good head height. It's not your cheap shower nozzle. This is an upgraded, more aerated. You're gonna get better flow. We've got plenty of headroom going on in here, and I've got all the elbow room in the world. Spinning us back around, I appreciate that they have included the controls for our tankless hot water heater in the bathroom so you can adjust it easily while you're in the shower. We've got a nice sink set up with some space on each side. You can see our GFC eye switch. Two medicine cabinet doors, plenty of space. Down below, again, a lot of storage in this sink. I like that they've left it completely open. This is a great spot to put any extra towels or maybe cleaning materials. And then off to the left-hand side, we're getting a little tight in this bathroom. Whoa, so that's new for 2025. You've got this pull-out drawer. This is probably going to be used for, I don't know, all sorts of bathroom stuff. My girlfriend would probably know all about that stuff. Up above it, though, that's where I can put my toothbrush and my single thing of shampoo, because I'm a dude and that's how we rock it. All right, backing out of the bathroom here. Let's go ahead and get into the bedroom. Check this out. King size bed is standard on almost all models for the Alta except for the 1600 MRB LE. But this is a great spot for lounging out during the daytime. You've got plenty of space. It's gonna feel very homey. We do have additional storage. Let me grab this here. Underneath the bed, nice strong struts going on. So this would be a great spot for either maybe a dog bed if you got little dogs, or even a dirty clothes hamper would be incredible here. We do have a couple of pull-out drawers off to the left-hand side that do, again, pull all the way out. Cover your ears real quick, because sometimes these are loud. Yep. And then moving off to the right-hand side, we're gonna have some hanging storage. Same on the left. We've got storage up above on struts already. It does carry through all the way. And then down below, we're gonna have two drawers for each side. Both sides, his and hers, are identical. You can see we've got our 110 ports. They've included a cigarette port, which is very interesting, a USB-C and USB-A. And then towards the back of this, you do have a little nook that you can put a book or your phone, glasses, things that you may need in the middle of the night. And then last thing that I want to show you, which I think is super cool, in this bedroom, we get an additional closet. So opening this up, you've got tons of storage now. So sometimes when you've got these north-south facing front bedrooms, you'll lose storage. East to West has figured out a way to put an additional closet in here though. And as I back out, I want you to take a note. We've got a window here and a window directly across from us to get that cross breeze. A lot of you guys like that out here. Let's get one more spin around of the 2025 East to West Alta 2810KIK, an absolute favorite of mine. Alrighty guys, it is good to be back. I was super excited to film this one today. I don't know if my voice came across passionate. I hope it did. I've got a little bit of hoarseness to me still, but this is truly one of my favorite models, and I've been waiting for the 25 version to come out. I didn't want to put a last year's model out on the interwebs quite yet. Just like always, I really appreciate everybody who's made it this far in the video, everybody that's made it 30 seconds into the video. You guys are helping make the channel grow, and it means a lot to me. Again, if you're interested in any Forest River, Thor, or Keystone products, just drop a link down in the description below. I'd love to film it for next week. We got the Cardinal Fun was a big, or not the Cardinal Fun, the Cardinal Chef was a big hit last week. So that's all I got for now. Again, this is Hunter with Giant Recreation World. If you're interested in purchasing this unit, the link's gonna be in the description. I'll see you next week. Later.